Look up at the night sky. What do you actually see? Most people think they are looking at an infinite, unchanging canvas of stars, a permanent universe that will always be there, just waiting for us to explore it. But that is wrong. Not just a little wrong, fundamentally, terrifyingly wrong. Right now, at this exact second, the universe is actively deleting itself. Galaxies, stars, and the very light they emit are escaping the observable universe forever. Every single day, an estimated 60 billion stars cross an invisible threshold, slipping past our cosmic horizon, never to be seen again. They are literally running away. You have actually felt a version of this. Ever watched an ambulance speed away, its siren dropping lower and lower in pitch until it fades into nothing? The universe is doing exactly that, but with light. The fabric of space is stretching so violently that light waves are being pulled apart until they vanish completely. In the distant future, our galaxy will be utterly alone in a pitch-black void. The evidence of the Big Bang? Erased. Gone. We are living in a privileged sliver of time, the only era where we can still see the truth of reality before it escapes us completely. Want to know how light is literally running away? Let me show you. Try this right now. Close your eyes and picture a rubber band. Imagine drawing two dots on it. Pull the ends, snap it tight. The dots aren't moving. The rubber band itself is growing. Space is expanding. Here's the part nobody tells you about the universe. Light is like a tiny ant trying to crawl across that stretching rubber band. If you pull the band faster than the ant crawls, what happens? Exactly. The ant never makes it. That ant is a beam of light from a distant galaxy trying to reach your eyes. But space isn't just stretching, it is accelerating. Zoom out. Imagine holding a flashlight. The beam shoots out at the fastest speed allowed by physics. Unbeatable. Absolute. The universal speed limit. Right? Wrong. Space itself doesn't care about the speed limit of light. Space can stretch as fast as it wants. Now watch what this implies. If light cannot reach us, those galaxies vanish, gone forever. But to understand why this happens, we have to look closer at what you think you see. Because the sky you stare at, it is a beautiful lie. You walk outside, you look up, you see stars. It feels like you are looking at space. Wrong. You are looking at time. This is where your intuition completely fails. People say they are stargazing, but that's just a label. You are actually time traveling. Let me explain. Light is incredibly fast, but it is not instantaneous. It takes time to travel. Think of someone you know across the room. When you look at them, you see them as they were a fraction of a nanosecond ago. Now zoom out, way out. Look at the sun. You aren't seeing the sun right now. You are seeing the sun 8 minutes ago. If the sun magically exploded this exact second, we wouldn't know. We would have 8 minutes of blissful ignorance. Then, sudden darkness. Now look at the closest star system, Alpha Centauri. That light is 4 years old. Wait, think about what this actually means. When you look deep into the cosmos, you are looking deep into the past. Some of those stars you see, they are already dead. Their ghosts are just hitting your retinas right now. But here is the terrifying catch. The space between us and those distant stars is not empty, and it is not sitting still. Remember the rubber band? The fabric of reality is stretching. Every single second, more empty space is being created between us and those distant galaxies. Stop. Visualize that. Space is literally bubbling into existence out of pure nothingness, pushing everything apart. And the light from those galaxies is trying to swim upstream against this massive current, like a salmon in a rushing river. But the river is getting faster and wider. The distance the light has to travel keeps growing while the light is already in transit. It is an absolutely impossible race. And it's not just a physical distance problem. The stretching of space does something violent to the light itself. It bends it, it breaks it, it entirely destroys the wave. Want to see the hidden mechanism that slowly kills a light beam? Step onto the cosmic treadmill with me right now. Imagine you are at the gym. You step onto a treadmill. You set it to a brisk walk. You are making progress, moving forward. Now someone cranks the dial. The belt speeds up. You start to jog, then sprint. You push hard, but the belt keeps moving faster and faster. Soon you aren't moving forward at all. You are just fighting to stay in place. What happens when the treadmill goes faster than you can sprint? You slip backward. You fall off. Exactly. This is the cosmic treadmill. Space is the belt. Light is the runner. A distant galaxy fires a beam of light toward Earth. The light travels at the ultimate speed, 300,000 kilometers per second, unstoppable. But the space between that galaxy and Earth is expanding. The treadmill is speeding up. If the space between us grows faster than the light can run, the light slips backward. It never reaches us. Wait, read that again. How can space expand faster than light? Isn't light the fastest thing in the universe? People say nothing travels faster than light, but that is just a label. It is a fundamental misunderstanding of the rules. Nothing can travel through space faster than light. But space itself? Space can do absolutely whatever it wants. Space isn't an object traveling through a void. It is the void. It is the stage where reality happens. And the stage is stretching, violently, pulling the actors apart. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. The universe isn't expanding into anything. The distances between things are simply multiplying. Multiplying so fast that light is running on a hopeless, infinite treadmill. This is the cosmic loophole. So far we have learned that light is losing a race against the stretching reality. But it actually gets much, much worse. Because the cosmic treadmill doesn't just push the light backward. It actively tortures the light itself. Think about a metal slinky. If you grab both ends and violently pull, the coils stretch out. They get wider, looser, weak. This is exactly what expanding space does to a light wave. It grabs the light, it pulls, it physically stretches the wave out. And when a light wave gets stretched like a rubber slinky, it changes color, it loses energy, it fades into invisible nothingness. But how does a stretched wave equal a vanished galaxy? Let's look at the terrifying physics. What exactly is a beam of light? It is a jiggling, vibrating wave of energy snapping through the dark. Tight, fast jiggles look blue to your human eyes. Loose, lazy jiggles look distinctly red. Now remember that rubber band of space? When a distant galaxy shoots a brilliant blue beam of light at us, space itself grabs that wave. It pulls the peaks and valleys apart. It physically, violently stretches the light. The fast blue jiggles become lazy red jiggles. People say this is called redshift, but that's just a label. It is actually cosmic strangulation. Space is draining the vital energy out of the light by stretching it to death. Stop. Think about what this actually means. What happens when space stretches that red light even further? Does it just stay red forever? Wrong. It gets stretched so wide that your eyes literally cannot see it anymore. It drops off the visible spectrum entirely. It becomes infrared. Try this. Hold your hand near a hot pan without touching it. You feel the heat, right? That is infrared light hitting your skin. You can feel it, but you cannot see it. The distant galaxy has vanished from your eyes, but your skin could still feel it. But space keeps expanding. It doesn't stop. The infrared wave gets stretched into a microwave. Then it gets stretched into a massive, lumbering radio wave, wobbling across the universe, completely invisible, entirely cold. And then? This is where your intuition completely fails. Eventually, space expands so fast and the wave is stretched so violently that the wave simply flatlines. The distance between the peak of the wave and the valley of the wave becomes practically infinite. The energy drops to absolute zero. The light is dead. It hasn't just escaped our view, it has been erased from reality. That sounds impossible until you see the trick. Every single second, light from the edges of our universe is flatlining. We are surrounded by a massive graveyard of invisible dead light. But there is a literal line in the sand, a strict boundary, a specific distance where this murder of light becomes totally inevitable. If a galaxy crosses this line, we will never, ever see it again, no matter how long we wait. It is the edge of our observable reality. Want to know what happens when you cross the cosmic horizon? Imagine a massive ship lost at sea. You are standing on an island watching it sail away. It gets smaller, darker, fainter. Eventually, the ship doesn't just get smaller, it actually sinks below the curvature of the Earth. It vanishes from your reality. But the ship is still there, right? Wrong. In space, the ship doesn't sink below a curve. The space between you and the ship simply expands faster than light. This is the cosmic horizon. People say the universe is infinitely large, but that's just a label. For all practical purposes, your universe has a strict, hard edge, a boundary, a limit. It is a sphere centered entirely on you, and it is shrinking every second. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. Your observable universe is literally getting smaller in terms of what you can actually reach. Because right now, there is a galaxy sitting exactly on that horizon line. It is teetering on the edge. It fires a final beam of light at Earth, but the space between that galaxy and Earth is now expanding exactly at the speed of light. That beam of light is stuck. It is running on the treadmill at 300,000 kilometers per second, but the treadmill is moving backward at 300,000 kilometers per second. The light is perfectly frozen in space. It will never reach us. It will never move forward. Now watch what this implies for every star you see. What happens if that galaxy drifts just 1 millimeter further away? The space expands faster than light. The beam of light is violently ripped backward. The galaxy is gone, erased. It has crossed the cosmic horizon. And every single second, 60 billion stars cross that line. They are slipping off the edge of our reality forever. But wait, read that again. How can space expand faster than light? Didn't Einstein say nothing can travel faster than light? This is where your intuition completely fails, because there is a massive loophole in the laws of physics, and it is this exact loophole that is tearing the universe apart. What is it? Let's look at the speed limit of reality. This is the absolute cosmic loophole. Einstein laid down the ultimate law. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light. It is a hard, universal limit, a physical impossibility. Right? Wrong. Einstein was right, but he was very specific. He said nothing travels through space faster than light, but he never put a speed limit on space itself. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. Space does not move through space. Space is space. There is no law, no rule, no equation that stops the distance between two objects from growing faster than 300,000 kilometers per second. People say the universe is exploding outward, but that's just a label. The galaxies themselves aren't actually rocketing away from us at warp speed. They are relatively still. It is the empty void between the galaxies that is swelling. Think of baking a loaf of raisin bread. You put dough in the oven. The dough swells. It expands. The raisins aren't moving through the dough. The dough between the raisins is puffing up, pushing them apart. And the further apart two raisins are, the more dough there is between them. The more dough there is, the more it expands. So raisins that are far apart are pushed away from each other faster than raisins that are close together. This is exactly how our universe works. The further away a galaxy is, the more space exists between us and them. And because all that space is constantly stretching, the galaxy appears to recede faster and faster. Eventually, there is so much space between us, and it is all stretching simultaneously, that the distance between us grows faster than the speed of light. Stop. Think about what this actually means. The galaxy hasn't broken Einstein's speed limit. It is just sitting there in its own patch of space. but the sheer volume of expanding void between us creates an impossible chasm, a chasm that light can never, ever cross. Now watch what this implies. What happens to those galaxies once they cross that impossible line? Are they completely dead? Or are they living out an entire hidden eternity that we will simply never see? Let's look at the ghosts of the universe. The universe is full of ghosts. Right now we look at the night sky and see billions of distant galaxies. But we are looking at an absolute lie. It is a grand illusion of light. Many of those galaxies, they have already crossed the cosmic horizon. They are already completely, impossibly gone. But we still see them. How? Because their old light is still traveling toward us. It is a massive cosmic echo. Here's the part nobody tells you about the edge of the universe. The light we are seeing from a distant galaxy right now left that galaxy billions of years ago. While that light was traveling toward us, the galaxy itself kept moving. It kept riding the expanding wave of space. It kept moving further and further away. And billions of years later, while its ancient light finally reaches our eyes, the galaxy itself has been pushed past the impossible boundary. It has crossed the line where space is expanding faster than light. It is gone from our reality. But we are still seeing its ancient, billions of years old light. We are looking at a phantom, a ghost, a memory of a galaxy that has been erased from our accessible universe. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. We are actively watching galaxies that we can never, ever reach. Even if we traveled at the speed of light starting right now, we would never catch up. The space between us is expanding too fast. They are permanently disconnected from our future. People say the universe is vast, but that's just a label. The truth is much darker. The universe is slowly, methodically severing us from everything else. It is isolating us. It is literally turning out the lights, one galaxy at a time. And this is where your intuition completely fails, because it won't just stop at a few distant galaxies. The acceleration is endless. The cosmic treadmill is spinning faster and faster. It will eventually rip apart the sky we know today. What happens when the ultimate darkness finally arrives? Let's look at the terrifying end of the universe. We have watched galaxies slip past the horizon. We have seen light stretched to death. But the real terror is not what is happening now. It is what will inevitably happen. Because the cosmic treadmill isn't just running, it is accelerating. A mysterious force called dark energy is flooring the gas pedal of the universe, pushing everything apart faster and faster every single second. This is the ultimate fate, the big freeze. Now watch what this implies for every star you see. Fast forward a few trillion years. The space between galaxies has expanded so violently, so fast, that every single galaxy outside our own local group has crossed the cosmic horizon. They have vanished from the sky. The universe isn't just dark, it is terrifyingly empty. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, will have merged with Andromeda. We will be one massive, lonely island in an infinite ocean of nothingness. Look up at the night sky then. What will you see? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just a few local stars, slowly burning out. No distant galaxies. No ancient light. The horizon of reality has shrunk so tight around us that the rest of the universe is permanently erased. Here's the part nobody tells you about the edge of the universe. Any civilization born in that era will look up at a pitch-black void. They will have zero evidence that anything else ever existed. No Big Bang radiation, no expanding cosmos. They will think their single galaxy is the entire universe, and that it has always been exactly the same, a lonely, static island floating in eternal dark. Let me say that again, because it should break your brain. They will be mathematically, scientifically, fundamentally trapped in a lie. Because all the evidence of the universe's history has been stretched beyond the speed of light. It has run away. They will never know the truth. But what does this mean for us, right now? We are the lucky ones. We live in the cosmic dawn. We can still see the evidence before it escapes. But astronomy itself is on a ticking clock. What happens when the science of the universe is literally erased? Let's look at the tragic future of astronomy. Imagine you are an astronomer 1 trillion years from now. You build the largest, most powerful telescope ever conceived. You point it into the deepest, darkest patches of space. You are desperate to find something else, anything else. You look for a glimmer of light, but there is nothing. Not a single photon from a distant galaxy. It is absolutely empty. This is the tragic future of astronomy. Right now, we live in a privileged sliver of time. We are staring out at the universe exactly when it is still visible. We can see the cosmic microwave background. We can measure the expansion of space. We can trace our origins all the way back to the Big Bang, because the light hasn't finished running away yet. But wait, think about what this actually means. Every single discovery we have made about the cosmos, every brilliant insight into relativity, dark energy, and the age of the universe, it is all temporary knowledge. It is evidence that is actively, continuously being deleted. We are not just losing stars, we are losing the history of reality itself. People say science will always uncover the truth, but that's just a label. Science relies on evidence, and the universe is systematically destroying the evidence. Here's the part nobody tells you about the edge of the universe. Future civilizations will be incredibly advanced, incredibly intelligent, and fundamentally, completely wrong about the universe they live in. Because they will look out at a static, unchanging, lonely island of stars, and they will mathematically prove that their island is all that ever was and all that ever will be. They will be trapped in an illusion built by the very expansion of space, an expansion they cannot even detect anymore. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. They will be perfectly logical and perfectly wrong because the truth has literally escaped their reality. And this is where reality completely shatters, because if the universe is erasing its own history right now, what history has it already erased before we even evolved to look up? What fundamental truths are already gone forever? Let's look at the ultimate reality of our universe. We have watched the horizon close in. We have seen the evidence disappear. But the most terrifying part isn't the future. It is the present. Because right now, every single second, 60 billion stars cross that line. Every single day, the observable universe shrinks. The cosmic treadmill is running faster and faster. Now watch what this implies for every star you see. What have we already missed? What monumental structures, what incredible galaxies, what fundamental truths of the universe have already been pushed past the horizon of reality? What ancient light was stretched into nothingness before human eyes ever looked up? We are watching a movie that started before we got here, and the first act is already missing. Here's the part nobody tells you about the edge of the universe. We think we know the shape of reality, but we are only seeing the tiny fraction of it that hasn't run away yet. We are judging the entire ocean by a single drop of water. Let me say that again because it should break your brain. The true universe is infinitely larger, infinitely older, and infinitely more complex than we will ever know. Because the very fabric of space is actively hiding it from us. It is an expanding void of silence. People say we will eventually explore the stars, but that's just a label. We will explore our local island. But the vast, overwhelming majority of the universe is already fundamentally inaccessible to us. It is running away at a speed we can never catch. It is a ghost town of light. And this is where reality completely shatters. Because we are not just observing a universe. We are observing a universe that is systematically erasing its own history. It is deleting the evidence of its own birth. It is isolating us in an eternal pitch-black void. We are living in a temporary window of light, a fleeting moment of cosmic visibility. Look up at the night sky. It isn't the permanent canvas. It is a fading photograph. It is not just a bunch of stars running away. It is the history of the universe, and it is disappearing right before our eyes. If you want to keep exploring the deep truths of the universe before they escape us entirely, hit subscribe, because the cosmic treadmill isn't stopping, and neither are we.